In this video I'm going to show you how to work a basic increase. So in my last video we worked basic decreases, so you can see the fabric started wider, then we reduced the number of stitches and it became narrower, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work the opposite, so we'll increase those stitches back out again. So the most basic increase is the knit into the front and back, which is often referred to as KFB in abbreviations. So I'm just going to knit 2 stitches as normal first, and then to work the knit into the front and back, we're going to first work into the stitch as usual. This is known as the front loop, the part of the stitch that is in front of the needle that's nearest to you. And the back loop is known as this part of the stitch that's furthest away from you. So this is you can almost see there, this where my right needle tip is the back loop. So to work an increase, we're going to work into both of those, which isn't as complicated as it sounds, I promise. So we're going to start off as if to knit, insert the needle through the stitch, wrap it round, bring it to the front. But then instead of pulling that stitch off, we're not going to do that. We're now going to bring the needle round. So you've just worked into the front, and we're going to go into that back loop there. So where my left fingertip is, I'm going to push the needle through there. So I'm now going into the back loop of the stitch. And wrap my yarn round as usual, bring the needle to the front, and now I can switch it off because I've worked into it twice. So you can see there, what was 3 stitches is now 4 on my right needle tip because I've worked an increase. I'll just work a couple more stitches. These are just as usual, so I'm going to knit 2. And now I'm going to work another increase. I'm going to knit into the front of this stitch, wrap my yarn around, bring it back through to the front, and then not pull it off. Bring my right needle tip around there and go into the back here, the back of this stitch. So I've gone into the front, just give that a little tug so it's not too loose. And now I'm going into the back, bring it through to the front and off. And then I'm just going to knit the last 2 as usual. I'll now just work a plain purl row and then repeat that again so you can see another example of the increases. So I've just worked a plain purl row and now I'm ready to work the increases again. You can already see it's starting to get a little wider, but I'll just work another row to make that more apparent. So knit 1 as usual, knit 2. I'm just showing you these increases 2 stitches in for the edge, just for ease of being able to see it. They will just be placed wherever they may be in your pattern. So when you're instructed to KFB, and knit front back, this is how you work it. Knit into the front, wrap around, pull through, don't pull off, into the back, wrap around, pull through, and now pull off. Work a few more. Now I'll do another increase. Knit into the front, pull through, leave stitch there, bring your needle round to the back, into the back of the stitch, wrap around and pull off. And I'm just going to knit my final 2 stitches. And there you go. So now we have basic increases. So my fabric is starting to get wider again. If you look really closely, you can see these stitches here. These are your knit front back stitches, where you can see a slight raised bump, but it's still very neat.